Hi, I'm Sakota, and some of you probably already know what this video is about, because I want to talk about the BrickLink Designer Program today, and my involvement in it, and how it can be a second chance for my ideas project, The Legend of the Bionicle. So, I've already seen a couple of videos about this by some other Bionicle YouTubers calling it the return of Bionicle in 2021. And well, is it that? In a way it is. This is definitely a possibility to get a Bionicle set in 2021. It might be a bit different than some of you might expect. And that's why I want to make this video, to explain a bit how all of this works and what exactly this is. So, what's the BrickLink Designer Program? The BrickLink Designer Program is inspired by the A-Full Designer Program they did a couple of years ago. And it's basically intended to release or realize some rejected LEGO Ideas projects. So, if your project gets rejected in the review from LEGO Ideas, you have a second chance to release the set in a limited quantity via BrickLink. So, these sets will be exclusively sold on BrickLink. We'll get into the details of that a bit later. And they're all rejected LEGO Ideas projects that are not based on any IP property. The reason I'm here is because I had a LEGO Ideas Bionicle themed project that got 10,000 votes back then really quick, and now I got an invitation to this program and I want to use it to maybe still realize this idea. So the first thing I want to talk about is that this is not related to the 90th anniversary fan vote. So I've seen some speculation that this is only here because Bionicle did so well in the 90th anniversary fan vote, and that's pretty much their way to not make it the 90th anniversary set. From what I know, that's not the case. This is unrelated to this fan vote at all. I have no idea if Bionicle will be the set chosen for that, but I'm only here because of my LEGO Ideas project from last year that got rejected last year. Some people probably still theorize they only allowed me in because of this fan vote, but I have no information about that and I don't think it's connected. So, what's going to happen with the project now? I'm currently working on test building some stuff here at home, making some adjustments and changes, and also listening now that I can talk about this to some feedback from the community. I don't have a lot more time to change up everything before I'll have to send it in for the test build, but I want to listen to some feedback, make some adjustments, make some improvements while I still can. There are of course limitations to what I can do. There's a very selected part count I can use, which isn't really a problem for my model, but there's also a select parts palette of pieces I can use for this. Once I've finished the design, they will be doing a test build over the people from BrickLink, and if my model goes through that test build, it's good for the next stage. If it doesn't, I can make some adjustments and hopefully then I can pass the test build. Once the test building stuff is done, this will go in a crowdfunding phase. The crowdfunding phase will start on June 1st, that's an important date here, and people can basically pre-order the set. We need 3,000 pre-orders to get the set produced and sold via BrickLink. If we can get those 3,000 pre-orders, the people who pre-ordered will get the set. If that doesn't happen, the order will be cancelled and you won't be charged. And the instructions for the set will be sold on BrickLink. And that's something I like a lot about this, because there's basically no losing. So even if we can't make it through the 3,000, for the people who really want the model, they can still get the instructions, and I think that's really good. There's also some more rules about the crowdfunding. There are 31 projects in this, and only the first 13 to reach the 3,000 get realized. There's also a maximum of 5,000 they will produce, so even if more people would want to pre-order, only 5,000 of each of the winning projects can be produced. And for the people interested, you can order multiple of this. So these sets will clearly more be like collector's item with a limited run time or limited number produced. So that's something I think that's important to consider. If all goes well and the set is produced, it would be shipped out this year, which is really exciting for me because it's technically still like the 20th anniversary of 2001, the beginning of Bionicle. So that's something that made me really happy to hear about this. I've talked about it a bit earlier, that there's a limited parts palette and some other limitations to what I can and can't do. And I want to talk about this. Might be a bit the bad news in this video. And some of you probably already saw some of the changes I did to the original idea submission. There's a part count minimum and maximum, but that's not really a big deal for my model. But there's also like a rule. I should stay pretty close to the original idea submission. This is still supposed to be that project. But now come the more complicated issues. There's a special parts palette of things I can use, and I can additionally use stickers. The sticker thing is a bit complicated too, but that's why you see some of the changes I did to the model. For example, the brick build Motoro is probably a big one. I know a lot of people were excited for the minifigure, but that's what I can do here. And I'm working within these limitations, so that's why you see them in brick build here. The things that look like decals in these renders, it's just because of the way it's rendered. Those would probably have to be stickers in the final set. So these are some of the limitations I have to work around. I know not everyone's a fan of stickers, but I think some of the graphics are necessary to portray some of these scenes, and if you don't like them, you can always leave them off. So I think that's the best I can do here. So yeah, I have to work within these restrictions, these limitations, but that also makes it challenging and exciting for me. And I will of course listen to feedback. I want to hear some opinions, but just know there are limitations to what I can do. I try to do what I can here, but it might not everything is possible in the end of the day. So some of you might ask now, okay, how can the community help? What can I do if I want this set? So for now, there's not too much. I have to do some stuff still. I have to rework the model, and the best way you can help is like give me some feedback, give me some ideas maybe for problems I've run into. That might help. And I appreciate all the feedback. I might not be able to make everything happen, but I'll read it all and I'll consider it all. And the crowdfunding should start at June 1st. That's where the community really can get involved with this. I don't know the price yet. That will of course change with like the part count, and my model isn't finished yet. And also I don't know exactly how they do the pricing. So a lot of people asked about the price. I can't really answer that right now. But I think like once the crowdfunding hits, you can pre-order the set if you want it. And if we get enough people, that's awesome. We can get a Bionicle set in 2021 via BrickLink. And if it doesn't work out, the people who really want it can still get the instructions. And that's why I really think this is such a great opportunity. It's just a chance to turn this whole idea thing around again. And there's really no losing here. So we either get the set or we get the instructions. And it's also really cool for me because I pretty much get to design this model. I have a lot of, like, in a way, freedom. I work within limitations, but within these limitations, I'm very free. I can sneak in references. I can build it the way I want it to look. And that's really exciting for me. What's also really cool about this, as opposed to like things like Lego Ideas or the fan vote we recently had, we as a community pretty much have full control over this. So if we're in the first 13 sets to reach that 3,000 threshold in the pre-orders, this will be made. There's no second review. There's no we'll pick from the best. If we're in the first 13 to reach the 3,000, they will pick this model. And it's also really cool that it would be this year. It's really fast. Most of the ideas projects, or all of the ideas project that won in the review I lost, aren't even produced yet. So this would be pretty much as fast as those would be, which is also really, really cool that it would work for the anniversary. So overall, I think this is super exciting. I think I wanted to present like the limitations of what there is and what I can and can't do here, and how this all works, so people have realistic expectations of what this is. But I'm really happy to see some of the excitement I've seen before. Some people seem to like the Motoro, which makes me happy, because I was a bit nervous to share the changes to my project, because like I know people voted for the original idea submission. But I'm doing my best. I still have quite some work to do to get it into this crowdfunding. But once it's in there, there's no losing anymore, and that's awesome. So if you want to keep up with everything about this, I'll probably the best place to keep up with this is my Twitter. It's @thesakoda. I'll post anytime I have major updates. Maybe I'll ask some questions if I'm not sure about some stuff to get some community feedback. And yeah, basically I'll talk about this probably once the crowdfunding hits here on TTV again, how everything for that works. There's some good information about all of this on BrickLink in the FAQ and on LEGO Ideas in their blog, with some interesting information for everyone that's more interested in this project in general. But I hope you're all excited too. I really am. I'm really happy that I can share this now. And thank you all for all the nice words and all the nice conversations I had yesterday about this. I'm really excited, and you can be sure I want to give it my all, that this will be a cool set to celebrate this anniversary for Bionicle. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support in the Ideas Days and now with the BrickLink project. And let's hope we can make something cool happen with this project. I'm Sakoda, and see you all around.